The day my father brought home his fallen comrade's daughter, I never expected to fall in love with her. Even my best friend secretly had a crush on her. In my past life, at my best friend's urging, I confessed to her half an hour before the college entrance exam. But she coldly rejected me. Heartbroken, I failed the exam. My parents threw me out. Meanwhile, my friend relied on his carefully crafted good guy image to marry her. When I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn, though I had already been rejected. There were only 30 minutes until the exam began. This time, I refused to suffer for love. With my past life's repeated study of the exam papers and memories from the future, I only wanted to get into Qingbei University and live freely on my own terms. 30 minutes before the college entrance exam, my unrelated older sister came to find me. I'll treat what happened yesterday as a joke. Focus on your exam now. I'll be waiting for you at Southwest University in 2 months. I turned to Lingbing, dressed in military uniform. Her face was cool and distant. Broad shoulders, a slim waist, and long legs made her impossible to ignore. When I said nothing, her brows drew tightly together. Only then did I snap back to my senses. I quickly grabbed my pencil case. Sis, it's almost time. I'm off to the exam. Lingbing froze. She hadn't expected the brother who always clung to her to let go so easily. I ignored Lingbing's scrutinizing gaze. Then I ran out and took a taxi to the exam hall. Given this second chance, I wouldn't keep chasing Lingbing. I wouldn't spend my life adrift and miserable. This time, I would seize my chance. I would ace the entrance exam, make the cut, get into a great university, and live a life without limits. I would see the world beyond this place. When I finished the exam and walked out, the sun was nearly setting. Reporters waiting outside surrounded us, eager to interview this year's examinees. I tried to avoid them, but a microphone blocked my way. Comrade Yifan, we heard your confession was rejected yesterday. Did that affect your exam today? Before I could answer, someone squeezed through the crowd. It was a lively figure. Boda, in a blue shirt with short hair. Don't ask him anymore. Yifan's confession failed the day before the exam. He's in terrible shape. Those familiar words reached my ears, and painful memories flooded back. Everything I suffered in my past life was thanks to this so-called best friend. Boda was the one who urged me to confess, and the one who spread it around. Boda was the one who got me thrown out by my parents. Later, when I saw Boda looking so smug beside Lingbing, I finally understood. Boda had done all this because he liked Lingbing too. My miserable life had merely paved the way for his love story. Now that I had another chance, I pushed aside Boda, who was about to speak, and calmly faced the reporters. There's nothing wrong with liking someone. There's nothing wrong with confessing. But none of this affected my exam. I'm confident I'll get into university. The setting sun shone over me. In its fading light, my silhouette stood tall and straight. I headed home. It was the haven I had longed for in countless midnight dreams. In my past life, Yifan is back. A familiar, loving voice suddenly called out. I looked up and saw my father. He stood beneath the old locust tree where he used to pick me up from school. My father had been waiting for me, looking at his son before him. He hesitated briefly. Then he said, "What you told Lingbing yesterday. I heard it all. I didn't dare tell your mother. What were you thinking? Lingbing is your sister." I stared at my father's worried eyes, stunned. Bitterness rose in my heart. In my past life, people condemned me for confessing to Lingbing. My parents were dragged into the storm of public opinion. Their hair turned white overnight, and their faces grew haggard. Watching my father walk ahead, I jogged up to him and linked my arm through his. Dad, I mistook dependence for love. From now on, I'll only see Lingbing as my sister. The worry on father's face finally eased. Father and son walked into the courtyard. When the door opened, Lingbing was standing right there. Father patted my shoulder and went inside first. The sunset slanted low, casting light across Lingbing's cool, ethereal face. Our eyes met. For a long moment, neither of us spoke. After a while, I smiled and spoke first. Sis, my nonsense yesterday must have worried you. I wasn't thinking straight. I'm sorry. Don't take it to heart. We'll be family for life. Listening to my calm explanation, Lingbing felt an inexplicable flicker of anger. Just yesterday, he had held my hand and confessed. Yet overnight, he had changed completely. Had he truly let go of those improper feelings? Or was he simply playing hard to get? Lingbing looked at me and said sternly, "It's good that you see it that way. The college entrance exam is a turning point in life. Keep your mind on the right path." I kept smiling and nodded. Lingbing brought out a campus brochure from her room and handed it to me. She added, "Southwest University's cutoff score rises every year. You'll have to give it everything to enter your dream school." When I saw it was Southwest University's admissions brochure, my smile froze for a moment, but I said nothing. In my past life, all I cared about was chasing Lingbing. So, naturally, I wanted to attend Southwest University near her military district. In the end, I never won her over and still ended up with a miserable life. After finally getting another chance, this time, I would firmly choose Qingbei University the school I truly wanted. I would study linguistics, learn about diverse cultures, and experience the customs of different peoples. Then I would write it all into books, so more people could understand China and come to love it. I watched Bai Lingbing return to her room. In the end, I didn't tell her I wanted to change my university choice. We would have our own lives from now on anyway. There was no need to mention it yet. I carried the brochure back to my room, turned on the radio, and began studying. I immersed myself in what interested me, only coming out for dinner. For the first time in ages, the whole family gathered around one table for a meal. In my past life, I had been too ashamed to go home because of rumors, drifting from place to place like duckweed. This was all I had ever wished for then. The thought moved me, and I drifted off. Yi Fan, what are you thinking about? Didn't the exam go well? Mother Yi placed a piece of egg in my bowl and asked with concern. I shook my head and replied with a faint smile, no. It went well. Mother Yi was overjoyed. That's wonderful. If you go to Southwest University, your sister works at the military base there, so she can look after you. My hand tightened around my chopsticks. Mother Yi didn't notice. She continued, your father and I are getting older. Once you're at university, your studies will be demanding, and you won't come home often. With your sister there, your father and I can rest easy. The words caught in my throat. I still couldn't say it. After this summer, I would be 18. I'll take good care of myself. Mom, Dad, don't worry about me. After dinner, I wanted to help Mom clear the dishes, but she sent me to bathe early and get some rest. As I came out of the bathhouse, drying my hair, I saw a familiar figure in the courtyard. Bai Lingbing said evenly at dinner earlier, you seem to have something to say. My hand paused in my hair. In my past life, I followed Bai Lingbing everywhere like her little shadow. But Bai Lingbing devoted herself to her studies, wanting only to follow in her father's footsteps and fulfill Uncle Cheng's mission of defending the country. She never noticed me trailing behind her. I never expected her to notice something was wrong with me this time. I gave a soft laugh. No. I was just thinking about leaving home, and felt a little reluctant to go. Under the moonlight, Bai Lingbing looked at her brother, a head shorter than her. For some reason, she felt as though he had become harder to understand. I quietly watched the stars in the night sky. I feared I would rarely find the peace to quietly admire them again. My teacher once said that after you go to college, your hometown will have no more springs or autumns, only winters and summers. The older you get, the less often you return home. Neither of us spoke again. We fell silent. Then Mother Yi came from the kitchen. Lingbing, the matchmaker came to see me today. She wants to arrange a meeting between you and the Yu families. Son, Boda, before you return to the military base, why not meet him and see how it goes? Bai Lingbing was taken aback, then nodded. All right, arrange it as you see fit. Mother Yi immediately smiled. Good, I'll let the matchmaker know right away. I'll arrange for you and Boda to meet in the next few days. We know that boy well enough. If you are a good match, you can make it official. Once you return, you'll have someone at the base to look after you. After Mother Yi left, I saw Bai Lingbing was about to leave too. Remembering Boda's vicious phase from my past life, I warned her, sis. Boda is not as innocent as he seems. Be careful when you meet him tomorrow. But Bai Lingbing suddenly frowned. She stared at me. Yi Fan, you've really changed. Boda is your best friend. You should not slander him like this. Bai Lingbing slammed her door shut. I stood there. How had I failed to notice in my past life that Bai Lingbing defended Boda so fiercely? A flicker of helplessness crossed my heart. Looks like I worried for nothing. Forget it. Whoever stands beside Bai Lingbing in the future has nothing to do with me anymore. I returned to my room, turned out the light, and went to sleep. I needed plenty of rest. For the next day's exam, my alarm rang promptly at 7:30. After breakfast, I checked my admission ticket, paper, and pens, then headed to the exam hall. Once the test papers were handed out, the tension in my face finally eased. Last night, I tried to predict the questions, and somehow, I guessed right. This time, I would certainly do even better than usual and earn excellent grades. With a confident smile, I raced through the exam paper. Time passed bit by bit. The bell for handing in papers rang. Every subject was finished. Years of books, classes, and bygone days had come to an end in just a few test papers. I walked out of the exam hall, stretched, and felt completely relaxed. In high spirits, I headed back to the village. His family must be cursed. If he were my son, I would beat him to death. Some people have no shame. He disgraced our Fenjiang village and still has the nerve to stay. Hearing those words, I felt as if I had plunged into an icy abyss. It was as though I had returned to the nightmare of my past life. In my past life, my confession to Bai Lingbing became known throughout the village overnight. Back then, my mind went blank. I was mortified. By the time I wanted to explain, I could not defend myself no matter what I said. It was too late. In the end, My parents were condemned because of me. A child's failings are the parents' fault. My hands clenched into fist at my sides. I turned and faced everyone with my head held high. Then I spoke in a clear, ringing voice. Ladies, Bai Lingbing and I are not related by blood. There is nothing immoral about it. There is nothing wrong with liking someone. I was simply young and could not tell dependence from love at the time. But I have thought it through now. Whoever Bai Lingbing marries in the future, I will give them my blessing. If you keep gossiping behind our backs, do not blame me for reporting what you said and having you charged with slander. After my past life, I knew all too well that rumors grow more absurd the further they spread. Running away would only make matters worse. This time, I would not run away again. The people around me were intimidated by my imposing manner. They all fell silent. I walked home with a light step. The moment I entered, I saw Mother Yi coming from the kitchen with a dish. The cooking is done. We can eat once your sister gets back. I took the plate from Mom's hands and casually asked, Sis, where did she go? Mother Yi beamed. Your sister has finally come around. Isn't she meeting Boda tomorrow? She went into town to buy him a gift. I listened quietly. I did not feel much of anything. The only surprise was that Bai Lingbing cared so much about Boda. Bai Lingbing, usually a woman of few words, said, Since I am leaving soon, I wanted to buy you something. Oh, child, you have only just started working. You should save your money for the future. Mom does not need these things. I listened to their back and forth conversation. Without saying a word, I simply stayed silent, eating my favorite braised pork. After dinner, I got up and returned to my room. The moment I entered, I saw, sitting on my desk, a photograph of Bai Lingbing and me. I walked over to the desk and looked at the two of us smiling happily in the frame. It brought back the past. Ever since Bai Lingbing came to live with us, she had always treated me well. When I was 10, I got caught in the rain and came down with a cold. Bai Lingbing used warm towels to bring down my fever. She stayed by my side all night. When I was 12, older students bullied me. Without a word, Bai Lingbing stood up for me. As one of the top students in her grade, she received her first disciplinary warning because of me. When I was 15, I got lost in the back hills while playing. Bai Lingbing searched for me all night, then carried me home on her back. But later, Bai Lingbing joined the military, and we gradually drifted apart. Now, Bai Lingbing was about to marry and start a new family. I was going to Qingbei University too. These memories would eventually fade away. I suppressed the emotions filling my heart, rummaged through the cabinet, and pulled out a cardboard box. Everything connected to Bai Lingbing went into it. That included our photograph, the beautiful pencil case she had given me, and toys from my childhood. I set the packed box aside, planning to throw it all away the next day. The next morning, I walked out holding the box. Just as the door across from mine opened, Bai Lingbing was no longer wearing her usual uniform. She wore a brand new pink dress. She looked at what I was holding and asked flatly, What are you carrying? Some study materials from before, and some childhood toys. I plan to donate them to the children at the orphanage. I answered calmly. Bai Lingbing nodded. She did not ask further. She headed straight out. At the door, she turned back and added, Tell Mom later. I will not be home for dinner. After watching her leave the yard, I looked again at the top of the box, where our face-down photo frame lay. My lips twisted faintly. How little did Bai Lingbing care to not even notice that it held our only photo together. After a while, I walked out to the road and threw everything into a trash can. After breakfast, I caught a ride into town, planning to buy things I would need for college. I went from the north end of town to the south, checking several bookstores, before finding a book about Qingbei University. Then I went to the shopping center and bought a thermos, wash basin, and other necessities. Finally, as I passed a pharmacy, I remembered hearing Mom cough last night. So I went in and bought herbal cold medicine and cough syrup. Looking at everything in my hands, I was about to catch a ride back to the village when I passed a jewelry store. An excited saleswoman called out from inside, Oh, this watch suits you perfectly. Your wife has wonderful taste. I glanced inside without thinking and saw Bai Lingbing and Boda. Their figures filled my view. Then Bai Lingbing took Boda's hand and fastened an exquisite watch around his wrist. I had finally let go. At that moment, only one thought filled my mind. I watched the scene and felt no ripple inside. I looked away and left. Boda emerged from the watch store with Bai Lingbing on his arm. Fan, what a coincidence. I replied flatly, yes. I came to buy a few things. A smug look crossed Boda's face. Smiling, he continued, Lingbing and I hit it off. We will be getting married soon. You do not mind, do you? As he spoke, he kept turning his hand over to deliberately show off the watch on his wrist. I did not look closely. I merely replied softly, I do not mind, since I had decided to stay away from them. Nothing involving them had anything to do with me. Boda froze. He had not expected such an indifferent response. For a moment, he He was left speechless. He put on a smile and deliberately told the woman beside him, "From now on, we are family. Lingbing, your younger brother, is my younger brother too." Bai Lingbing looked at Boda warmly and nodded. Yes. I only smiled faintly and said nothing. After all that happened in my past life, I already knew Boda's true colors. In this life, I wanted no connection with him, nor would I ever consider him a friend again. Boda's smile became more pronounced. Yifan, Lingbing, and I still have other things to buy. Why not join us? No. I have finished shopping. I am heading home. I refused without a second thought and caught a ride home. Bai Lingbing watched my retreating back. Complex shadows churned in her silent eyes. But in the end, she said nothing. After I got home, I gave Mom the cold medicine and supplements. Before returning to my room, I sat down at my desk and eagerly opened the book about Qingbei University. Its rich history and culture captivated me. Before I knew it, night had fallen. Then came a knock at the door. I got up to answer it and saw Bai Lingbing standing outside. "I saw your light was still on. Why are you still awake?" I answered softly. "I was just about to sleep." Bai Lingbing looked at my distant expression and suddenly frowned. She felt I had grown much colder toward her lately. It stirred an inexplicable irritation inside her. She casually glanced around and noticed an empty corner on my desk. "Where's the photo frame from your desk?" I looked back at it and the lie slipped out. I accidentally broke it earlier, so I took it to be repaired. For some reason, after hearing that answer, the restless feeling in Bai Lingbing's chest eased. "Get some rest early then. Good night." With that, she turned and went to her room. In my past life, I had not dared lie to Bai Lingbing because she could always see through me. But now, even this casual lie of mine had gone unnoticed by Bai Lingbing. I gave a self-mocking smile, then closed my door as well, and went to bed. Over the next few days, I did nothing but read and wait for my exam results. As for Bai Lingbing, she left early and came home late each day, spending time with Boda and building their relationship. The days flowed by. Then came June 24th. The day the college entrance exam results were released. I rushed to school early that morning to check my exam results. As I reached the school gate, a white Santana sedan pulled up. "Yifan, are you here to check your results too?" I had intended to avoid them, but hearing someone call my name, I turned around. A pretty young woman stepped from the car, a faint smile curving her lips. I thought for a moment she seemed to be Ruyan, a classmate of mine. Ruyan came from a good family. She came from a high-ranking official's family, but we had barely spoken before. We were not close. I nodded politely. Ruyan did not mind my reserve. She approached as though we were old friends. "Let's go in together." We entered the teacher's office together. The moment I received my score report, despite estimating my score before, I still felt nervous. I pressed a hand to my racing heart and opened the report. My eyes went to the total at the bottom. There it was in black and white. I scored 689. At last, my taut nerves relaxed. I had checked Qingbei University's admission scores from previous years. They were usually around 670. This score was enough for Qingbei. I thanked Mr. Wang, eager to get home quickly and share the good news with my parents. But I waited and waited, and no ride came. Luckily, Ruyan gave me a lift home. The moment I got out at home, I saw them arm in arm, Bai Lingbing and Boda walking out of the yard. I quickly looked away and thanked Ruyan in the driver's seat. Ruyan still wore her bright smile. "Yifan, if you truly want to thank me, my birthday isn't today's. Come celebrate with me." I paused, then smiled. After Ruyan left, I was about to go inside when Boda called out dramatically, "Yifan, was that Ruyan just now? Are you two dating? She is a notorious rich girl with a wandering eye. If you date her, I doubt it will end well." I frowned, just as I was about to speak. Bai Lingbing's reproachful voice rang out. "Boda is right. A family like the Lias is not like ours. Keep your distance from her in the future. Besides, you are still young. You need to know your limits. Do not go fooling around with people." Hearing her words, I felt deeply uncomfortable. A classmate simply gave me a ride home. How did that become fooling around with someone? What right did Bai Lingbing have to say that about me? I glanced sideways at Bai Lingbing. The words slipped out before I could stop them. "Sis, I am an adult. It is my freedom to choose my friends. I am tired. I am going inside." With that, I walked straight into the yard. Bai Lingbing stood where she was, staring at my bedroom door. Her face darkened. It was not until Boda called to her that Bai Lingbing came back to herself. I did not care how Bai Lingbing reacted. After telling my parents my score that evening, the next step was applying to universities. To keep her from finding out, I deliberately chose a day when Bai Lingbing was away. I used a computer in the school library to submit my applications. A few more days passed. I went to the library to return some books. On my way home, I ran into Ruyan and a group of her close friends. I had planned to say hello and leave, but Ruyan suddenly asked, Yifan, want to go skating? Before I could answer, her friends started teasing her. The birthday girl wants to go skating today. Only then did I realize it was Liu Ryan's birthday. I did not want to embarrass her. And so, our group went to the largest skating rink in town. Seeing me frozen in place, Liu Ryan came over carrying a pair of skates. Never skated before? Do not be afraid. I will teach you. Okay, I nodded. After changing into skates, we came to the rink's railing, but on the other side, we spotted by Lingbing and Boda on the rink. I was taken aback too. I had not expected the usually serious by Lingbing to come skating with Boda. Keeping my composure, I greeted her. Sis. Liu Ryan paused for a moment, then greeted them as well. Hello, my name is Liu Ryan. Bai Lingbing gave Liu Ryan a cold look. Just as she was about to say something, music suddenly began playing in the rink. Those who had been resting began skating freely again. The atmosphere quickly turned lively. Eager to get going, Boda pulled Bai Lingbing toward the rink. Lingbing, it has started. Come on, hurry. Bai Lingbing had no choice but to swallow the words on her lips. She could only follow Boda reluctantly. Watching them, I smiled. Liu Ryan, meanwhile, led me to the other side. Since it was my first time skating, I was still a little scared. I could only let Liu Ryan take my hand and slowly guide me along. When you skate, bend your knees slightly. Move in a figure-8 pattern, just like that. As Liu Ryan skated with me, she taught me what to watch out for. Under Liu Ryan's guidance, I slowly got the hang of it. I asked Liu Ryan to let go. I wanted to try skating forward by myself, but I had overestimated myself. Within 2 steps of letting go, I lost control and dropped toward my knees. Luckily, Liu Ryan reacted quickly. She grabbed me and pulled me back. The next second, our bodies were pressed tightly together. We could feel each other's breath. I felt awkward. Just as I was about to straighten up, I caught sight of something nearby. Boda had both arms around Bai Lingbing's waist. He bent slightly and pressed his lips to the corner of hers. Time seemed to stop at that moment. Lively applause erupted around them. Liu Ryan saw that I looked pale and asked if I had been frightened. Should we take a break? I nodded, and we went to the rest area. Liu Ryan went to the counter to buy sodas. I stood there alone. Then a leering woman, dressed provocatively, skated over to me. She teased, handsome, all alone. Want to have some fun with me? As she spoke, she reached for me. Luckily, Liu Ryan returned in time. She stepped in front of me. What are you doing? Seeing that I was not alone, the woman slunk away. Liu Ryan turned back, about to ask if I was alright, but my skate suddenly slipped. I lost my balance and lurched straight into Liu Ryan. Liu Ryan instinctively reached out to steady me. Her arms instinctively wrapped around my waist. We collided solidly. We were pressed even closer than before. I could even feel her softness. My heart skipped a beat. Once I regained my balance, I was about to thank her when Bai Lingbing's angry voice came from beside us. What are you doing? Liu Ryan and I slowly separated. Bai Lingbing was glaring coldly at me. And Liu Ryan, Yifan, you are hugging a girl in public. Do you even know what you are doing? Do you have no sense of propriety? Come home with me. As Bai Lingbing spoke, she grabbed my wrist. Pain shot through my wrist. You have misunderstood. Just now, I was. Just then, Boda suddenly fell to the ground nearby. He cried out in pain. Bai Lingbing's attention immediately shifted to Boda. She crouched down and asked, what happened? Boda clutched his foot. Someone accidentally bumped into me just now. I think I sprained my ankle. When Bai Lingbing heard that, she immediately removed his skate. Then she helped him up. I will take you to the hospital. Before leaving, she only said to me, get yourself home. I stood there and saw Boda glance back at me. His eyes were full of smug satisfaction. In an instant, I understood that Boda had done it on purpose, but Bai Lingbing had not noticed. It confirmed something for me once again. In Bai Lingbing's heart, Boda would always matter more than I did. One moment, she accused me of getting too close to another woman. The next, she could abandon me for Boda without hesitation, leaving me alone with another woman. Now she was not worried at all. Back in my room, I felt exhausted all over. I did not want to move. I thought I would lie down and rest for a while, but I accidentally bumped into my desk. The pen holder on top fell over, and a paper rose fell out. I stared at it quietly, lost in 8 days. Bai Lingbing had folded it for me. Back then, we had still been close. I had seen girls fold flowers for boys in romantic television dramas, so I pestered Bai Lingbing to fold one for me too. Bai Lingbing could not refuse my pestering. She had to look up all sorts of paper flower tutorials. In the end, she folded this rose for me. With fondness in her eyes, she patted my head. Here, I folded it for you. You are such a handful. When I accepted that tiny rose back then, the hidden feelings in my heart suddenly bloomed. I even believed Bai Lingbing had feelings for me too. Later, the rose disappeared. I was heartbroken for a long time. I had planned to ask Bai Lingbing to fold me another one, but then so much happened. Now, seeing this rose again, I felt unexpectedly at peace. Once you have missed the moment you wanted something most, it no longer means anything. I picked up the paper rose and threw it into the trash without hesitation. Just then, a man's voice called from outside. Anyone home? Is this Fan's home? Is Fan here? I hurried outside and saw a mailman pushing a traditional 28-inch bicycle. Stopped at the yard gate. He held a document envelope in his hand. I am Fan. Is there mail for me? Yes. The mailman handed me the document envelope. I eagerly tore it open. When I saw Qingbei University's admission letter, my heart finally settled. Everything was finally settled. I was overjoyed. I slept soundly. When I opened my eyes, the scent of food filled the air. As the family ate, Lingbing came home too. Mother Yi asked, "Is his ankle all right?" "It is nothing serious, is it?" Lingbing replied flatly, "He's fine. Just a minor sprain. I already took him home." Listening to her, I silently kept eating and said nothing. Then Lingbing continued, "Mom, Dad, I received orders from the military. They want me to cut my leave short and report back. I am leaving tomorrow." Father and Mother Yi were surprised, but nodded in support. Father Yi spoke first. "Since those are military orders, do not delay. Finish dinner and pack early." Mother Yi said regretfully, "But your wedding with Boda cannot be finalized now." For some reason, Lingbing instinctively glanced at me. Seeing me eating with my head lowered, completely unmoved, she felt strangely stifled. After a long pause, she said, "Postpone it. It will not be too late by year's end." Father and Mother Yi thought it over and nodded in agreement. Lingbing looked at me again, as if compelled. She asked, "Your admission letter should arrive any day now, right? Boda also applied to Southwest University. You can go together. You can look after each other on the way." "Right. You are both going to Southwest University, so you can travel together." Father and Mother Yi readily agreed. Thinking of the letter I had received that afternoon, I hesitated over whether to speak. Mother Yi took over, looking at Lingbing. "Lingbing, when Fan gets to the Southwest, take good care of your little brother. I worry about him." Hearing this, I held a mouthful of rice, but ultimately said nothing. Better not let Mom worry herself sleepless all night. I would tell them once I got there. For people sat at the table, carrying 3 different moods. The next morning, everyone rose early. We stood at the door to see Lingbing off. Thinking of our parting, I still took the initiative. "Sis, travel safely." Lingbing nodded at me. Then she sternly lectured me. "You do not know Ruyan well. Be more careful around her. Classes will begin soon, too. You need to focus. Put more effort into your studies. Do not fall behind once you get to Southwest University." I listened in silence, offering neither rebuttal nor reply. But Lingbing kept watching me, as though waiting for me to respond. I could only nod perfunctorily. I know." Let her believe that. I did not want to say anything more. Lingbing opened the car door, ready to get in. Suddenly, Boda called from nearby. "Lingbing." Lingbing hurried over. She supported him. "Your foot is still injured. Why did you come? You are leaving for the military today." "I came to see you off." I did not interrupt them. The two lingered over their goodbye. I turned and walked into the yard without looking back. For some reason, Lingbing suddenly turned to look at my retreating back. An indescribable anxiety rose in her heart, as if she would never see me again. She found the thought ridiculous. Before long, once I went to Southwest University, we could still meet again. After saying a few words to Boda, Lingbing got into the military jeep and drove into the distance. That day passed quickly. By evening, I returned to my room early and began packing. Early the next morning, I would leave this place. Before reporting to Qingbei, I had researched the capital and Qingbei thoroughly. I knew winters in the capital were cold, so I packed extra warm clothes. I packed everything I had bought at the market, putting it all into my suitcase. While clearing out my desk drawer, I noticed 2 family photos inside. One was taken when I was very young. Lingbing had not joined our family then. Only the 3 of us were in that photo. The other was taken with Lingbing 2 years ago. Our family photo had gone from 3 people to 4, but I took only the photo of the 3 of us and placed it in my suitcase. Once I finished packing, I washed up and went to bed. I slept deeply that night, without a single dream. At the gray break of dawn the next day, I left a letter in the main room and departed with my suitcase. All around was silent. My parents were still asleep. Before leaving, I looked back at my parents' room. All the words in my heart became just one sentence. "Mom, Dad, take care of yourselves." Then I walked out of the yard with my head held high. Half an hour later, I boarded the train to the capital. I recalled being driven from the village in my past life, humiliated and disheveled. Like a rat everyone wanted to crush. In this life, I had finally avoided that fate. This time, I would live for myself. The morning sun slowly rose on the horizon. I knew a bright future awaited me. With a rumbling roar, the train began to move. My eyes shone with endless hope and longing. My life would only get better from here, because I had risen so early. I soon grew drowsy, half asleep. I felt as if I had leaned against someone's shoulder. Startled, I woke at once. When I looked beside me, I saw a familiar profile. Ruyan. "What are you doing here?" Ruyan turned toward me. "You are awake. Of course, I am going to the capital too, just like you. But I did not expect you to get into Qingbei as well." I was astonished. Ruyan smiled and nodded. "And so, we traveled together to Qingbei University." Meanwhile, at the Yi house, Father Yi. And Mother Yi rose as usual and went to make breakfast. The bowls and chopsticks were already on the table, but I had not come out yet. Mother Yi dried her hands and went to wake me, but she found my door unlocked. She pushed it open and saw that all my usual things were gone. The bed was stripped and spotless, and I was nowhere in the room. Mother Yi panicked. Then she spotted a letter on my desk. She cried out urgently, "Husband, come quickly. Your son is gone." Hearing the commotion, Father Yi rushed over. "What happened? What do you mean he is gone?" As soon as he entered, Mother Yi handed him a letter. She urged him, "I found this on his desk. You can read better than I can. Open it, quickly." Father Yi looked down at the envelope. It was addressed to Mom and Dad. He hurriedly opened it and unfolded the letter inside. It read, "Mom, Dad, by the time you read this letter, I should already be on the train to the capital. I never told you that I was admitted to Qingbei University, not Southwest University. Forgive me for leaving without telling you, but please do not worry about me. I will take good care of myself. Once I am settled at Qingbei, I will call or write to you. Do not worry. Yi Fan." After Father Yi finished reading, his eyes flashed with surprise. Yi Fan went to Qingbei. He is already on the train. Mother Yi froze. Is Qingbei not in the southwest? Lingbing thought he was going to the southwest too. What is going on with that child? No, I have to call and tell Lingbing. With that, she headed outside, but Father Yi stopped her. Yi Fan has already gone to Qingbei. Telling Lingbing now will not change anything. Yi Fan said he would call once he was settled. We can ask him then. Mother Yi thought it over. There was nothing else to do. Meanwhile, at the Southwest Military Base, Lingbing, the commander of the elite training camp, was drilling a group of raw recruits. Suddenly, unease gripped her heart. She felt as though she were losing something precious. Lingbing frowned. Yi Fan's image suddenly appeared in her mind. She shook her head. Yi Fan would soon attend Southwest University. They would see each other again soon. How could she possibly lose him? She had completely forgotten Yi Fan's words about going to Qingbei. Once Lingbing had reasoned it out, she composed herself and resumed the training seriously. After training ended, Lingbing went into town to shop. Yi Fan probably would not bring everything with him. She wanted to get him some everyday essentials and other supplies. When she returned to the residential compound carrying armfuls of things, she ran into the military wife across the hall. She looked at the bags in Lingbing's hands and said, "Captain Bai, you bought so many household supplies. Is your husband coming to join you at the base?" Lingbing paused, but she did not deny it. A strange flicker of joy rose in her heart. The days passed. Finally, Southwest University's opening day arrived. Lingbing specifically requested leave from her superior and drove to Southwest University. She stood to one side, her eyes constantly scanning the students streaming through the gates, afraid she might miss Yi Fan. Then she seemed to spot a familiar figure. Just as she moved toward it, a delighted voice called from behind her, "Lingbing, were you waiting here just for me?" Lingbing turned around and saw Boda carrying his luggage, smiling brightly at her. Lingbing looked around and found Boda was alone. So she asked, "Why are you alone? Did Yi Fan not come with you?" Boda's eyes flickered. Surprised, he said, "You did not know? Yi Fan has already gone to Qingbei with Ruyan." Lingbing was completely stunned. It felt as if her heart had been cast into a bottomless abyss. Her mind went blank. She murmured, "How is that possible? Southwest University was always the school Yi Fan wanted. How could he suddenly go?" Lingbing's words stopped abruptly. She remembered what Yi Fan had told her before. "Sis, I want to study linguistics at Qingbei. I want to become a teacher. It suits me better." She had always thought Yi Fan was joking, saying it only because he was upset that she and Boda had grown close. But those had been Yi Fan's true feelings all along, and he had made them a reality, without Lingbing knowing. He had slipped away to Qingbei. Lingbing could not accept this. She had to find Yi Fan and get answers. She turned and headed for her car, but Boda grabbed her. "Lingbing, I just got here. I do not know anyone or this place. Can you stay with me?" But before he could finish, Lingbing pushed his hand away. "Handle it yourself. I have something to do. I am leaving first." With that, she got in the car and sped away. Boda watched the car vanish, leaving only exhaust behind. He gritted his teeth, seething with resentment, but then he reconsidered. He smiled again and turned into Southwest University's gates. It did not matter. Now he had the advantage of being close to Lingbing. Yi Fan was already far away in the capital. No one would stand between him and Lingbing anymore. After Lingbing returned to the residential compound, she quickly called the Fenjiang village office. As she waited for Father or Mother Yi to answer, her thoughts were in turmoil. She did not know what answer she wanted, but she knew that whatever the answer, she would not be satisfied, because the outcome she wanted most seemed impossible now. While she was lost in thought, Mother Yi's voice came over the line. "Lingbing, are you doing well at the base?" Lingbing replied, "I'm fine. Do not worry. I called to ask about Yi Fan. Did he really go to Qingbei?" "Yes. That child slipped away the day after you left. He left us only a letter." At the mention of it, Mother Yi was still a little angry. Lingbing's heart sank. She asked again, Has he written since then? Or called? She could not freely leave the base. So, to contact Yifan, she could only call or write. But to write, she needed Yifan's exact address. Not yet. Your father and I have been waiting for news too. But we should hear from him in the next few days. Mom, if Yifan leaves a phone number or address, could you please let me know? Bai Lingbing's voice was restrained, with a trace of pleading. It sounded a little strange to Mother Yi, but she did not think much of it. She simply agreed. All right, I will tell you then. After Bai Lingbing hung up, a stone seemed to weigh on her heart. She still could not understand. Why had Yifan suddenly gone to Qingbei? Didn't he like me? Didn't he want to stay by my side forever? Liu Ruyan's face suddenly surfaced in her mind. Bai Lingbing's heart clenched. Could he really have fallen for Liu Ruyan? No, this cannot happen. The words flashed through Bai Lingbing's mind. They startled even her. Feelings buried deep in her heart, feelings she never knew existed, were now breaking through the soil. Bai Lingbing did not know how to face them, yet she gradually understood how she truly felt about Yifan. Meanwhile, at Qingbei University, Yifan had completed his enrollment. He was assigned to room 502 in Building 5. When he entered the dorm with his luggage, there was no one inside. He was the first to arrive. The room housed 6 students. It had metal bunk beds. A large table stood in the center for studying and eating. He chose a lower bunk near the door and started cleaning. He unpacked and made his bed. By the time he finished, an hour had passed. Looking at the freshly cleaned dorm, Yifan smiled. After organizing his suitcase, he thought he should let his family know he had arrived safely. So he went out to find a phone booth. Soon after, the call connected. Mother's roar came through the receiver. Yifan, you have some nerve. How dare you sneak off to Qingbei behind our backs? Yifan held the receiver away from his ear. Only after a moment did he bring it back. Mom, I told you before, I wanted to go to Qingbei. Mother Yi immediately replied, but you still cannot leave without a word. Sneaking away like that. Yifan fell silent. Then he apologized. Mom, I am sorry. Mother Yi was less angry when she heard that. She asked how he was doing at Qingbei. Then she remembered something. Yifan, can you leave me a phone number or address? That way, we can reach you if anything comes up. Yifan said, there is no phone in the dorm yet. There is only one at the gatehouse. I will give you that number. And my room is 502. Building 5. But they get quite a few calls, so I might not be able to answer. Liu Ruyan had told him this. When he entered Qingbei's gates, she had also given him the number. After that, Yifan gave Mother Yi the number. They spoke a few more words before hanging up. When Yifan returned to the dorm, several people were already inside. When they saw him, the boy on the bunk beside his was the first to greet him. Hi. You are the roommate in the bunk next to mine, right? My name is Shihao. Yifan smiled and nodded. Hi. I am Yifan. The others introduced themselves as well. At last, all the residents of room 500 had arrived. Shihao was a lively, outgoing young man. He was also a local from the capital. He immediately started chatting away with Yifan and the others, telling them about all the fun places in the capital. When you have time, I can show you around. How about National Day? Though the others were not from the capital, their homes were all nearby. They shook their heads, saying they would probably go home for National Day. Finally, Shihao looked at Yifan. You are not going home too, are you? Yifan hesitated. He had come to Qingbei on his own, without telling Bai Lingbing. She would surely come looking for an explanation. If he went back for National Day, he might really run into her. But he did not really want to see her right now. After much thought, Yifan shook his head. I am not going home for National Day. Show me around the capital then. Shihao stepped up with a smile and patted Yifan's shoulder. Great. It is settled then. There is a military parade this year. We can go watch it. Yifan nodded. After that, Yifan and his roommates began their lives at Qingbei University. By tradition, every incoming class had to take part in the welcome gala. This time, they were grouped by dorm room. Each dorm had to put on an act, except for Shihao. They stayed in the dorm to discuss it. Yifan thought for a moment and asked the others, what talents do you have? I was in an arts troupe for a while, so I know a little about dancing. Me too. Yifan had not expected that every other roommate knew something about dancing. He was the only one who had never learned. It left him rather embarrassed. Just then, Shihao suddenly came in. I know what our dorm should perform. Several pairs of eyes turned to him. We can team up with the girls' dorm and do ballroom dancing. What do you think? As soon as he said it, the others had no objections. They all knew how to dance, and they knew ballroom dancing was popular among college students. Only Yifan did not know how to dance. Shihao noticed his hesitation and told him, you cannot dance. That is all right. I can teach you. In the end, Yifan nodded despite his nerves. He had come to Qingbei University to improve himself and build a bright future. He could start by learning to dance. The group gathered to discuss the plan. Then Yifan thought of something. He asked Shihao, Which girl's dorm are we teaming up with? Shihao slapped his forehead. I almost forgot. If you are free now, let us go find them. The others nodded. They had just stepped outside the dorm when they heard someone shout from the hallway. Is Yifan from room 500 to hear? There is a call for you at the gatehouse. Yifan froze. Someone was calling him. Had he not called home just 2 days ago? Had something happened at home? Yifan immediately grew anxious. He told Shihao, I need to go to the gatehouse first. I will come find you afterward. Shihao nodded. Alright, we will probably be at the gym or the cafeteria. Yifan nodded and raced to the gatehouse. He picked up the receiver beside him and held it to his ear. Dad? Mom, Dad, did something happen at home? Yifan, it's me. When Yifan heard the unexpected yet familiar voice from the other end of the line, he went still. He had not expected Lingbing to reach him so soon. After a long silence, Yifan finally spoke. Sis, hearing the boy's voice through the receiver. The agitation in Lingbing's heart seemed to fade, but when she recalled what she had done before, her frustration surged even stronger. Unable to control her voice, she spoke with a trace of anger. Yifan, do you not have anything to say to me? Silence filled the line. It made Lingbing inexplicably uneasy. Just as she was about to speak again, Yifan's voice came through. Sis, I already told you everything I wanted to say. I am at Qingbei now. You do not need to worry about me. You and Boda should be happy together. At his words, Lingbing felt a tightness in her chest. So, it was because of him that you... Before she could finish, Yifan cut her off. That is not important anymore. Sis, we may be siblings, but we each have our own lives. I have found my purpose now. You do not need to worry anymore. Hearing Yifan's calm, detached words, Lingbing felt awful. She could feel how distant the boy on the other end had become. Yet she was gradually realizing how deeply she cared for him, hidden within her heart. But she did not know how to tell him. When Yifan heard no response, he did not want to keep clinging to the past. He spoke again. Sis, I have things to do here. I have to go. Goodbye. He did not wait for her response. Before hanging up first, he stood where he was, calming the emotions in his heart. Then he turned and left the gatehouse, following Shihao's directions. Yifan found them at the gym. When he arrived, he saw that they had paired up one boy with one girl, and had already begun practicing. When Shihao saw him, he immediately waved. Yifan, over here. Yifan hurried over and introduced himself to each of the girls. Then Shihao told him, I know you are not good at this, so I saved the best dancer for you. As he spoke, he looked around, pointing at a girl walking toward them from nearby. There she is. Yifan followed his finger. A girl in a white dress, her hair in a ponytail, with a slender figure, walked over. He recognized her at once. It was Ruyan. With a hint of laughter in his voice, he greeted her. It is you. Ruyan looked equally surprised to see Yifan. She raised a brow. Yes, we really do keep crossing paths. Who would have thought we would meet here too? Shihao glanced back and forth between them. You know each other. Yifan smiled. We are from the same place. Shihao nodded. Perfect. Since you know each other, teaching him should be less awkward. He looked at Ruyan as he spoke. Then Yifan is in your hands. Ruyan nodded. Don't worry. Shihao then went aside to practice. Yifan spoke sheepishly. Ruyan, I cannot dance at all. Ruyan reassured him. It is alright. Do not pressure yourself. Just leave it to me. Yifan nodded. Alright. After that, Ruyan taught Yifan ballroom dancing step by step. She held out her hand. Put your hand on mine, then follow my steps. Come on. Ruyan took his hand, guiding him forward and back. Then she had him raise his hand, while Ruyan spun several times beneath his arm. Then Yifan stumbled, unable to control his body, and fell backward toward the floor. He cried out, certain he would hit the ground. He squeezed his eyes shut in fright, but after a moment, he felt no pain. Ruyan's teasing voice sounded beside his ear. How long do you plan on making me hold you up? Yifan's eyes flew open. Ruyan had caught him, keeping him from falling. Meeting Ruyan's smiling eyes, the tips of his ears instantly turned red. He quickly steadied himself and gently moved away from her. Thank you, Ruyan. She withdrew her hand. It is nothing. Let us continue. Yifan nodded. This time, he was extra careful. Thankfully, he did not fall again. He breathed a sigh of relief. Seeing him like this, Ruyan could not help laughing. You do not need to be so tense. Dancing is supposed to be fun. Relax and enjoy it. Yifan nodded. I understand. I will try. Just then, Shihao came over and asked, how is it going? Seeing that Yifan did not know how to answer, Ruyan said, do not worry. With me here, he will not hold everyone back. That does not worry me at all. Yifan, do not feel pressured. Shihao told him. Yifan nodded slightly, showing that he understood. That is enough for today. Let us get something to eat, Shihao said, then called the others and headed to the cafeteria. During the meal, Shihao remembered something and suddenly asked, Yifan, was that someone from home calling earlier? Yifan paused with his chopsticks. It was my sister. You have a sister? How old is she? Where is she now? Xihao's curiosity was in full force. He kept firing questions at Yifan. Yifan was struggling to deal with him and did not want to keep talking about Lingbing. Ruyan, seated across from him, noticed Yifan's expression and quickly changed the subject. Yifan, the welcome party is only days away. You should practice diligently. You can come find me anytime. I live in room 401 of building 1. Since Ruyan had interrupted, Xihao did not ask any more about Lingbing. Yifan sighed in relief. He immediately agreed. Alright, then after we eat, if you are free, teach me some more. Ruyan glanced at him. Alright, afterward. Everyone else left to take care of other things. Yifan followed Ruyan back to the gym to practice dancing. Time passed little by little. Soon, the welcome party arrived. When it was Yifan's group's turn to perform, he suddenly grew nervous. Ruyan leaned close and said, "Do not be afraid. I am here. If you are too nervous, do not look at the audience while we dance. Just pretend we are back in the gym." Yifan took a deep breath. Alright. During the performance, he followed Ruyan's rhythm, stepping forward and back, turning and spinning. The two moved in perfect sync. Just as he began to relax, his gaze swept toward the audience. It was a sea of people. Panic seized Yifan. His steps missed a beat, and he accidentally stepped on Ruyan's foot. Ruyan sensed his nervousness and quickly pulled him close. She placed his hand on her waist, while looping her arms around Yifan's neck. She turned with his momentum. "Follow me. It will be over soon." They were pressed close together. Yifan could even feel her breath. His heart began racing. His face instantly turned red as an apple. Then thunderous applause rose from below. When they all left the stage, the blush on Yifan's face had not faded. Xiahao looked at him and asked, "Yifan, why is your face so red? Could it be because at the end, Ruyan was spinning right in front of you?" Yifan felt awkward. He lowered his eyes without a word. Ruyan merely smiled in silence. The welcome party passed without a hitch, because they had danced together. Yifan, Ruyan. Their two dorms forged a close friendship. Afterward, everyone threw themselves into studying. Apart from classes, they spent most of their time in the library. Yifan often ran into Ruyan. The two gradually grew closer. Over time, many people began saying they were dating. Even Xiahao came to ask him, "Yifan, are you really dating Liu?" Yifan was startled by that suggestion and nearly jumped. He hurriedly shook his head. "No, I just run into her at the library often. Do not spread rumors." But if even Xiahao was saying it, others must have misunderstood even more. The next day, when he ran into Ruyan at the library again, Yifan kept his distance. Unlike before, during breaks, he no longer listened to her talk about aviation. Ruyan was majoring in aerospace engineering. Ruyan immediately sensed something was off with Yifan. She immediately thought of the rumors going around. She looked at him and said softly, "Yifan, you do not need to care what others think. Even if we were dating, it would be none of anyone else's business." Yifan knew she was right, but the shadows of his past life still haunted him. Rumors had ruined his entire life before. This time, he did not want to be dragged into that whirlpool again. After thinking it over, Yifan told Ruyan, "I think I will study in the dorm from now on." Ruyan was taken aback. She looked at Yifan, his brows tightly furrowed, and wanted to say something, but said nothing in the end. He clearly seemed to care deeply about it, so she let him be. After that, they deliberately saw less of each other. After some time, those whispers finally died down. Yifan also breathed a sigh of relief. He immersed himself even more deeply in his studies. Time flew by like running water. Before they knew it, National Day had arrived. Everyone else in the dorm had gone home, leaving only Yifan and Xiahao. Xiahao told Yifan, "There is a military parade this National Day. Let us go see it together." Alright. National Day parades were not held every year. The last one had been 5 years ago. Yifan had only heard about them, never actually seen one. Now that he was in the capital, he had to go see it for himself. The two immediately agreed. They had just left the campus gate when they ran into Ruyan. She was surprised to see Yifan. "You did not go home? Where are you headed?" Before Yifan could answer, Xiahao answered first. "We are going to Tiananmen to watch the military parade." "Perfect. So am I. Let us go together." As she spoke, she looked at Yifan, as if afraid he would refuse. Yifan nodded. Then he and Xiahao got into Ruyan Santana. When they reached Tiananmen, the place was already packed with people. Yifan and Xiahao exchanged looks, both asking, "What do we do now?" "Follow me. You cannot see anything from here," Ruyan said, then led them somewhere else. When Yifan was standing right at the front and could see the entire parade, he looked at Ruyan in disbelief. Yifan, did you hear what I said?" Feeling someone gently nudge him, Yifan snapped back to his senses. He looked at Xiahao. What were you thinking about?" "I said I am thirsty. Let us go buy some water." "Oh, okay." Yifan nodded. As he turned his head, he met Ruyan's slightly scrutinizing gaze. Ruyan had also seen Lingbing. Then, She immediately noticed something was wrong with Yifan's expression. Back in Fenjiang village, she had sensed there was something unusual about these siblings. Ruyan frowned, but did not rashly question Yifan. After all, it was his own business. Still, she could not shake her discomfort. After watching the parade, the three returned to campus. After Yifan and Shihao got out and thanked Ruyan, they watched her drive away. As Yifan was about to return to the dorm, he suddenly heard Shihao say, "Yifan, I have decided to pursue Ruyan and date her." Hearing this, Yifan nearly tripped over his own feet. He stared at Shihao in shock. Only after a long moment did he manage a sound. "What did you say?" Shihao excitedly grabbed Yifan. "Yifan, I think I have fallen for Ruyan. I want to write her a love letter. Help me." "What? You are the top student in our Chinese department. Help me write a love poem. I will give it to Ruyan, okay?" As he spoke, Shihao grabbed Yifan and rushed back to the dorm. Before Yifan could even process it, he was seated at the dorm room desk, with a pen shoved into his hand. A blank sheet of paper was already on the desk. He finally came to his senses. He hurriedly put down the pen and refused. "I cannot do it. Do not ask me." Seeing that he truly was unwilling, Shihao backed down. "Then I will write it myself. Once I am done, help me look it over." "Surely you can do that." Yifan nodded reluctantly. Just then, someone knocked on the dorm room door. Yifan quickly got up to answer it. It seemed to be someone from the next dorm. He said to Yifan, "You are Yifan, right? Someone is looking for you at the gate. You should go see." Yifan froze. He was in the capital, where he knew no one. Who would come looking for him here? Suddenly, a familiar figure in military uniform appeared in his mind. Could it be her? Had she found him so quickly? Yifan drew a deep breath. He had to face this eventually. It would be better to make things clear sooner. Once it was all out in the open, they could each move on. After letting Shihao know, Yifan headed to the campus gate. Lingbing spotted Yifan from far away. He wore a white shirt, looking bright and energetic. He radiated youthful vitality. He no longer seemed to be the boy from Fenjiang village, who had always followed behind her, calling her sister. Lingbing's eyes dimmed. Her chest tightened until she could barely breathe. Yifan looked at the somewhat haggard woman before him. As he opened his mouth, Lingbing smiled and said, "Yifan, there are some things I want to tell you. Let us find somewhere to sit." Yifan nodded. Then he took her to a small park, not far from the school. The two sat on a stone bench in the shade, neither saying a word. Lingbing thought. Ever since Yifan hung up on her last time, her heart had felt as though it were pricked by needles, aching relentlessly. Yifan has filled my every thought, but I did not know what to do. She had wanted to come to the capital to find him too, but did not know what she could say to him. Later, Southwest University held military training for its freshmen, and she was assigned as the overall commander. Throughout that time, Boda was constantly at her side. Back in Fenjiang village, she had not thought much of it. After all, she had agreed to the blind date herself. But when Boda acted as though it were only natural to call himself her fiancé, she felt deeply uncomfortable for the first time. For the first time, she did not want to marry Boda. She began distancing herself from Boda, deliberately or otherwise. He noticed. With an accusing look, he asked her, "Lingbing, I feel like you have been distant with me. Are we not engaged?" After a long silence, Lingbing said, "Boda, about our marriage, I think we need to reconsider it." "Why?" Boda demanded. "I know I have let you down, but I have made my decision." Lingbing did not want to drag this out any longer, because she was gradually realizing who the person in her heart truly was. Seeing her expression, Boda suddenly said, "Is it because of Yifan?" Lingbing fell silent. Boda gave a cold laugh. "He is your little brother. There is no future for the two of you. Besides, he has already gone to the capital. Do you think he will ever turn back for you?" Hearing his tone, Lingbing sensed there was more he had not said. "Are you hiding something from me? Do you know why he suddenly went to Qingbei?" "I know. So what? You two were never meant to be together. I was helping both of you." Now, Lingbing understood completely. Yifan had suddenly grown distant from her, and Boda had to be the reason. She looked at Boda with an icy, piercing gaze. "What exactly did you do?" "I only told everyone that he confessed to you. That is all. But what truly made him give up was you agreeing to go on a blind date with me. He thought you and I were in this together." At those words, Lingbing's breath caught. So that was why. That was why he confessed one day, then apologized to her the next, asking her not to take it to heart. After that, he even said he was going to Qingbei. He had misunderstood, and she had betrayed his feelings. Now that she understood her own heart, she wanted to apologize to him. She had even thought that, as long as he did not abandon her, she could defy convention and stay with him forever. She had even applied for permission to train at the capital military district for 6 months. Beside her, Yifan watched Lingbing sit without a word, utterly lost in her own thoughts. He did not want to waste time with her here. So he said, "If you have nothing to say, I am going back." His words instantly jolted Lingbing awake. She hurriedly grabbed Yifan as he rose. "Do not go." Yifan froze. Lingbing's clingy tone made it sound as though he were her lover. He shook his head, casting aside such an absurd thought. He looked at Lingbing. What exactly do you want to tell me? Bai Lingbing looked at the boy she had watched grow up. She had never imagined she would develop those feelings for him. If she had realized it sooner, then perhaps when he confessed, she would not have rejected him so completely, nor agreed to a blind date with Boda. Now she understood her feelings. Perhaps it was not too late. Yifan, everything before was my fault. Now I know exactly how I feel. I like you too. But before she could finish, Yifan suddenly leaped to his feet. His eyes held disbelief, along with an unmistakable trace of mockery. Bai Lingbing's remaining words caught in her throat. She could not say another word. After a long while, Bai Lingbing finally found her voice. Yifan, everything I said is sincere. I have made up my mind to, as long as I can be with you. It took Yifan a long time to force down the storm of emotions inside him. He cut her off. There is no need. I have moved on. From now on, you will only be my sister. And have you forgotten? You and Boda are supposed to marry at the end of the year. Bai Lingbing hurriedly explained. I have already made things clear to him. I will explain it to our parents too. You do not need to feel burdened. Looking at Bai Lingbing's resolute expression, Yifan questioned his judgment for the first time. No matter what Bai Lingbing did, she seemed to think only of herself, because she believed she did not love him. She rejected him without mercy. She would not even allow him to love her. She even went on a blind date with Boda right in front of him. Now that he had left, she decided she loved him after all, and cast Boda aside without hesitation, just as she had once chosen Boda, abandoning Yifan. Suddenly, Yifan felt utterly sickened. He looked at Bai Lingbing, his voice clear, and said each word distinctly. I will say it once more. Other than familial affection, I have no other feelings for you now. As for you and Boda, I do not care. I have things to do, so I will be leaving now. With that, unwilling to deal with Bai Lingbing anymore, he turned to leave, but after only one step, Bai Lingbing grabbed him. I know you are just saying that in anger. I wronged you before. I will make it up to you tenfold. Yifan could not help rolling his eyes. He wondered if Bai Lingbing could not understand plain words. He did not want to say another word. He broke free of her grip and walked on. But in Bai Lingbing's eyes, Yifan was still angry and was deliberately sulking at her. She smiled fondly, then hurried after him. Yifan, I have been approved to study at the capital military district for 6 months. Whenever I am free, I will come see you. We can see each other often from now on. Yifan felt conflicted. He truly did not understand what Bai Lingbing was thinking. When he loved her, she rejected him at every turn. When he had finally given up and no longer wanted to look back, she came eagerly running back to him. The change left him exhausted in body and mind, unsure how to handle her. At the gates of Qingbei University, Yifan told Bai Lingbing, Go home. I am going in. Without waiting for Bai Lingbing to reply, he turned and headed inside. But after only a few steps, someone seized him again. Growing impatient, Yifan turned back and said, What else do you? But when he saw who stood behind him, he was startled. Before Yifan could react, Boda, with a loud thud, drove a fist hard into his face. Yifan, you piece of trash. Do the teachers at Qingbei know you are shamelessly seducing someone else's fiancée? Boda deliberately raised his voice. The students and teachers nearby all heard him. Everyone stopped to look their way. Yifan's eyes reddened with fury. That suffocating feeling of being slandered in his past life flooded back. He steadied himself and tried to defend himself. Boda, do not spread lies. I can report you to the education authorities. Do not end up losing your enrollment. Boda suddenly dropped his arrogant manner and began shouting, Everyone, look, he seduced my fiancée, yet he is turning it around on me and threatening to silence me. Bai Lingbing let out a furious shout and rushed over. If looks could kill, Boda would have died millions of times over. She regretted it bitterly. How could she have misjudged him and thought he was a good man? Bai Lingbing stepped in front of Yifan. She softly told him, Why do you not go inside first? Leave this to me. Yifan shook his head. If he left now, the accusations against him would never be cleared up. Seeing Bai Lingbing protect Yifan, Boda was consumed by jealousy and spoke even more recklessly. Bai Lingbing, I am your fiancé. How can you protect him? The crowd began murmuring, pointing at Yifan and Bai Lingbing. Yifan's face turned pale. He could not let Boda keep talking. He had worked so hard to get into Qingbei. He could not let Boda ruin it. Before he could speak, a familiar voice suddenly sounded beside him. Brother-in-law, look carefully. That is Yifan. He is your fiancé's younger brother, not your imaginary rival. Yifan froze. He turned to look. Ruyan was walking toward them. She came to stand beside Yifan and greeted Bai Lingbing. Sister Lingbing, you are here too. Then she looked at the young man beside her. When she saw the redness and swelling on his face, anger flashed in her eyes. Who hit you? Yifan, do you not know how to fight back? She reached out tenderly, wanting to touch his cheek. Bai Lingbing frowned. Watching this, she instinctively reached out to stop her. Ruyan took the chance to lean close. Quickly, She whispered, "Get that man out of here." "Do you want Yifan expelled from Qingbei?" Lingbing froze. After glancing at Yifan, she immediately grabbed the still-dazed Boda and hauled him into the jeep. After they left, Ruyan told everyone, "Please do not mind him. That man is Yifan's brother-in-law. He has some mental issues because Yifan is close to his sister. He often sees Yifan as an imaginary rival." Then she pulled Yifan toward campus. From the moment Ruyan called Boda brother-in-law, Yifan had been utterly stunned. Only when a faint sting spread across his face did he come back to his senses. Thinking of what had just happened, he looked at the girl beside him. Yifan said, "Thank you for helping me back there." Ruyan asked, "Have any medicine in your dorm? Your face needs treatment right away." Ruyan's brows remained tightly furrowed. Yifan nodded. Ruyan said nothing more. The two headed toward dormitory building 5. Only then did Yifan realize that Ruyan seemed angry. He cautiously asked, "Are you angry?" Seeing Yifan's clueless expression, Ruyan grew even angrier. "Are you a doormat? When someone hits you, you do not know how to hit back. And that so-called sister of yours. All I can say is, you are a terrible judge of character. She could not even protect you while standing right beside you." The more Ruyan spoke, the angrier she became. Her eyes seemed ready to spit fire. Yifan was startled. "How do you know that she and I?" He did not finish, but he believed Ruyan understood. He had never expected Ruyan to know about it. It had caught him completely off guard. "I have eyes. I can see." Ruyan snapped. "Back in Fenjiang village, I could already tell you felt differently about her. That is in the past. From now on, she is only my sister." Yifan hurriedly defended himself. Ruyan paused. She stared at him intently, making Yifan's skin crawl. Just as he was about to say something, Ruyan suddenly leaned close. Her voice held a tempting note. "Since that is in the past, why not date me instead?" Yifan was stunned. He stared at her, wide-eyed and speechless. They gazed at each other, neither looking away, until a conflicted voice came from nearby. "What are you two doing?" Shihao had been writing love poems in the dormitory when he suddenly heard his neighbor say that Yifan was being slandered at the school gate. He immediately put down his pen and rushed out of the dorm. But downstairs, he saw Yifan and Ruyan standing very close, staring into each other's eyes, as if they were in love. His heart immediately sank. He spoke, breaking their gaze. Yifan instantly snapped back to himself. He hurriedly pushed Ruyan away and looked at Shihao, remembering what Shihao had said before. He hurriedly explained, "Shihao, it is not what you think." But before he could finish, Ruyan cut him off. "Why are you explaining yourself to him?" Yifan had no answer. Shihao stepped forward and fixed his eyes on Ruyan. "Because he knows I like you and want to date you." As soon as he said that, Yifan felt Ruyan's gaze, piercing him like needles. He did not dare meet her eyes. Just as he was looking for an excuse to escape, a male student suddenly approached him. "Yifan, the teacher wants you at the academic affairs office." Yifan was startled. He immediately understood. It was because of what had happened at the school gate. Although Ruyan had quickly exposed the rumor, as one of the nation's top universities, Qingbei still needed to learn the full truth. He nodded. "All right, I will go right away. I will go with you," Ruyan immediately said. Shihao watched from the side. His gaze darkened, but he said, "I am coming too." With that, they headed to the academic affairs office. Yifan went into the office alone. Ruyan and Shihao waited outside. Shihao looked at Ruyan beside him and asked, "Do you like Yifan?" Ruyan turned and glanced at him. She said nothing, but nodded. "But I can tell. Yifan does not feel that way about you." Shihao continued. Ruyan frowned. Then her lips curved. "I know, but now does not mean forever. I am confident." Shihao fell silent for a long moment. Then he said, "I can tell. You come from a powerful family. You are not ordinary. Even if you end up with Yifan, will your family ever accept you marrying a man from an ordinary family?" Ruyan looked at Shihao. A trace of scrutiny appeared in her eyes. "So, you do not truly like me. You only want my family's status." From Shihao's usual clothes and manner, she knew he came from a background like hers. Shihao lowered his eyes. "I'm sorry. Ruyan cut him off. "My family does not care about social class. As long as I love him, and he is a kind man, my family will not object." After thinking for a moment, she added, "If you do not want to, you can say no. This is a new era. It is no longer the old feudal society." Shihao abruptly looked up at Ruyan. A glimmer of defiance shone in his eyes. Could he really say no? Just then, Yifan emerged from the academic affairs office. Ruyan stepped forward and anxiously asked, "How did it go? They did not give you trouble, did they?" Yifan looked relaxed. Smiling, he shook his head. "No, I explained everything clearly." After a moment's thought, he added, "I also plan to write a complaint letter to Southwest University. Boda slandered me like that. I will not let him get away with it." "Good." Ruyan supported him. Then Yifan looked at Shihao, lost in thought beside him. He stepped over and nudged him. "Shihao, what is wrong? We can go now. Let us go." Shihao instantly came back to himself. Back in the dormitory, Yifan watched the distracted Shihao. He assumed Shihao was still thinking about what had happened between him and Liu Ruyan. He hurriedly explained, Shihao, what happened between Liu Ruyan and me was not what you. Before he could finish, Shihao interrupted him. Yifan, I am sorry. I deceived you. What? Yifan was confused. The reason I said I wanted to pursue Liu Ruyan was not because I like her. It was because of her family's status. Shihao looked at Yifan, his expression lost and downcast. Yifan pulled over a chair and sat beside him. His voice was gentle. It is all right. Take your time. From Shihao, Yifan learned that his father was a general in the capital's military command. His father had harshly controlled him since childhood and drilled into him the belief that he could only marry a woman from a powerful family. Even being allowed to study at Qingbei had taken tremendous effort on his part just to gain a little freedom. That was why, when he learned Liu Ruyan had the same background, he suddenly said he wanted to pursue her. Yifan had not expected that Shihao, who seemed so lively and cheerful and carefree about everything, carried so many hidden burdens. Shihao, what I want to say is, this is a new era. Everyone has the right to choose whom they marry. If you do not want it, you can discuss it with your family. Your life is your own. Make your own choices. Do not let anyone else control you. It was a lesson Yifan learned only after his tragic past life. Only then had he come to understand it. Shihao looked at Yifan and suddenly said, no wonder Liu Ruyan likes you. She told me the same thing. Yifan froze. Yifan stammered, how did you? But the words on his lips were cut off when Shihao suddenly reached out and hugged him. His voice was choked with emotion. Yifan, thank you. I know what to do now. Yifan raised a hand and patted his back. After a while, Shihao finally calmed down. Shihao pulled away from Yifan. Though his eyes were a little red, his smile had returned. Yifan had just breathed a sigh of relief when he heard him ask, Yifan, do you really not like Liu Ruyan? I have not thought about it. Right now, I only want to focus on my studies. He had loved by Lingbing for so many years, yet it had ended miserably. Whether he loved someone now was no longer so important to him. He only wanted to broaden his knowledge and experience and build himself a bright future. During the final days of the National Day holiday, Shihao took Yifan around many places in the capital. Liu Ruyan joined them most of the time. Bai Lingbing and Boda did not appear again during that time. Yifan did not know how Bai Lingbing had dealt with Boda, but it was no longer his concern. After having fun for several days over the holiday, Yifan resumed his daily routine of going to the library. Liu Ruyan was still with him this time, but he did not avoid suspicion as he had before, because if he denied it, what had happened at the school gate before would likely become gossip again. Still, he felt he owed Liu Ruyan an explanation, so he found a quiet moment and said, Liu Ruyan, people have kept misunderstanding us. If this troubles you, Yifan frowned. He had not figured out what to do yet, so his words stalled. For now, he could not think of a good solution. Liu Ruyan watched him struggle. She sighed. I took it upon myself to say that day. I was afraid you would mind, and I am happy you gave me the chance to stand by your side. That makes me very happy. Yifan saw the affection in her eyes. He pressed his lips together. Maybe I do not feel that way yet, but thank you anyway. I understand. It is all right. I will keep trying. I believe you will change your mind, Liu Ruyan said confidently. Yifan did not know what else to say. He could only remain silent. Having spoken openly, they seemed happy around each other. Time passed little by little through their studies. Half a month later, Yifan was carrying books on his way to the library when he saw his dorm mate run over and say, Yifan, I went to the gatehouse to answer a call just now. I saw a woman in military uniform looking for you. Yifan nodded. All right, I will go right over. With that, he headed for the gate. He assumed it was Bai Lingbing. She was probably here to tell him what happened to Boda. But when he reached the gate, he did not see Bai Lingbing. Instead, there was an unfamiliar woman in uniform. Yifan paused, then walked over. Hello, my name is Yifan. Were you looking for me? The woman immediately nodded. Yes, Captain Bai asked me to take you to see her. Yifan asked in confusion. Why did she not come herself? Captain Bai is in the hospital. Yifan was startled. What happened to her? Why is she in the hospital? Captain Bai should explain the details herself. Do you have time now? He thought about it. He had no more classes that day, so he nodded. I will go to hospital with you. Then he got into the jeep by the roadside. 40 minutes later, and in hospital, when Yifan pushed open the ward door, he found Bai Lingbing lying face down on the bed, resting with her eyes closed. Hearing the sound, she opened her eyes. When she saw Yifan, a flash of joy crossed Bai Lingbing's eyes. She hurriedly pushed herself up, but pulled at the wound on her back. The pain made her brow knot tightly. Yifan hurried over and supported her arm. Up close, he examined the wound on her back. It looked as if she had been beaten. Sis, your injury. Bai Lingbing seized Yifan's hand. Yifan, no one will stand in the way of us being together anymore. Can you give me another chance? Yifan looked astonished. He was just about to speak when Bai Lingbing spoke again. I have broken off my engagement to Boda. I also explained everything to Mom and Dad. They do not oppose us anymore. Yifan stared at Bai Lingbing, eyes wide. After a long moment, he finally found his voice. You told Mom and Dad? Yes. Bai Lingbing tightened her grip on Yifan's hand. I know you still cannot let go of how I rejected you before, so I accepted all the consequences. I only hope you can forgive me. Yifan, I really do love you. So those injuries really were from being beaten. Yifan murmured to himself. His mind suddenly went blank. The woman who had once rejected him, who had declared with such conviction that she would only ever be his sister for the rest of her life, had now taken the matter straight to their parents. But he had already let go. He no longer needed her love, so everything she had done did not move Yifan very much. He only felt at a loss. A deep sorrow also surged from within him. In his past life, he had been like Bai Lingbing, fighting desperately before his parents, but he had been cast out of the house and lived a wretched life. Yet when it was Bai Lingbing, they let go and even gave her their blessing. Not one person had asked what he wanted. At that moment, a chill spread through his entire body. Bai Lingbing watched the silent Yifan. The joy in her heart slowly gave way to unease. She stared at him and asked, Yifan, are you not happy? What about us from now on? But Yifan cut her off. He had hidden every emotion in his eyes. In a detached voice, he asked, what did you tell them? That neither of them called me even once. Bai Lingbing carefully told Yifan everything that had happened. It turned out that day, after Bai Lingbing took Boda away from Qingbei's front gate, she sent him back to Southwest University. During that time, the complaint letter against him arrived there as well. After an investigation, Boda was expelled from Southwest University. The news caused an uproar in Fenjiang village. His parents even went to the Yi family home to make trouble. Bai Lingbing rushed back in time and laid out the whole truth. Boda completely broke down. Right in front of everyone, he pointed at Bai Lingbing and shouted, Bai Lingbing, can you honestly say you had no selfish motives? You used me as an excuse, just to hide the shameful relationship between you and Yifan. Shut up. Boda, things have come to this. You know perfectly well who started it all. You know it in your heart. Bai Lingbing furiously cut him off. And whatever happens between Yifan and me, that is between Yifan and me. It has nothing to do with you. And if you dare say it, I am not afraid to admit it. I can even tell everyone about you and that senior of yours. Boda saw the warning in Bai Lingbing's eyes and felt guilty. She actually knew about that. At Southwest University, an older female student liked him. Since Bai Lingbing had long given him no response, he had gone to that senior for comfort. Even his fare to the capital had been paid by her. In the end, Boda did not dare say anything more outrageous. Not long afterward, he was sent away from Fenjiang village to his grandmother's home, several days away. After settling Boda's matter, Bai Lingbing came clean to Father Yi and Mother Yi. She immediately dropped to her knees. The elderly couple was shocked. Lingbing, what are you doing? Mom, Dad, I have something to tell you. It may be hard for you to accept, but these are my true feelings. Father Yi and Mother Yi looked utterly confused. What is it? Tell us. I am sorry. I betrayed your trust. What I feel for Yifan is more than familial affection. I love him. Those words were like a bomb, thrown directly at Father Yi and Mother Yi. What followed was easy to imagine. Bai Lingbing was beaten until her skin split and bled. She was even forced to kneel for a day and a night. But in the end, they said nothing more. They only told her to get up. Yet Bai Lingbing knew that though they had not agreed, they no longer opposed it. After hearing Bai Lingbing's account, Yifan could not describe what he felt. Though Bai Lingbing had done so much, he no longer wanted to turn back. He looked at Bai Lingbing and said, Sis, let me tell you a story too. A flicker of confusion crossed Bai Lingbing's eyes. But there was even more unease. She had believed that once she dealt with Boda and won over his parents, Yifan would have no more reservations. Surely, he would happily reconcile with her. Yet from beginning to end, there had not been a trace of a smile on his face. Bai Lingbing's heart was in turmoil. The gash in her heart called panic kept widening. Yifan did not need Bai Lingbing to answer. He simply began speaking on his own. He told her everything he had endured in his past life, starting with his hopeful confession, and ending with his death alone in a foreign land. When Yifan finished, he closed his eyes briefly, forcing the emotions in his chest down little by little. He looked at Bai Lingbing, his eyes gentle yet calm. Sis, I am sorry. I have let you go. From now on, we will only be brother and sister. Bai Lingbing's heart felt as if a sledgehammer had smashed a gaping hole through it. Even her lips turned pale. Yifan, I was foolish before. I did not recognize my own feelings. I will change. Can we start over? A faint sadness stirred within Yifan, If Bai Lingbing had said those words to him in his past life, would he have been spared that wretched life that followed? Bai Lingbing had not loved him in his past life, yet now she said she wanted to be with him. Was that simply human nature? People always crave what they cannot have. But if that was truly the case, Yifan truly felt it was not worth what his past self had suffered. In this life, he would never turn back, but none of that mattered to him anymore. Since he had chosen to move forward, there was no need to dwell on the past. Having made peace with it, Yifan told Bai Lingbing, "Rest. I will come see you later." With that, he turned and walked out, but Bai Lingbing grabbed hold of him. "Yifan, just because of a story, are you giving up on me?" Yifan paused. There was a trace of sadness in his voice. "What if I told you it was not a story, but something I lived through myself?" He pulled free from Bai Lingbing's hand, without looking back, and left the hospital room. Bai Lingbing watched Yifan's retreating figure. The pain in her heart was unbearable. She had clearly arranged everything. So, why had she still lost him? She could not accept it, nor did she want to give up. Yifan had loved her so deeply before. How could he possibly give up on her just like that? As for that story, though Bai Lingbing felt uneasy, she did not believe in superstitious tales of ghosts and spirits. Her most urgent priority was recovering from her injuries. Yifan had a soft heart. If she gave herself to him wholeheartedly, she would surely win his heart back. Meanwhile, after leaving the hospital, Yifan did not return to school right away. Instead, he found a public phone booth and called home. This time, Father Yi answered. For a long moment, neither man spoke. Yifan spoke first. "Dad, how are you and Mom?" After a while, Father Yi's voice finally came through the line. "Your mother is sick, but it is nothing serious. Do not worry." Yifan's heart immediately ached. He knew that after Bai Lingbing had revealed their relationship, his parents could not have accepted it so easily. He just did not understand why they had relented. Still, he wanted to make his feelings clear to them. "Dad, I am sorry about Bai Lingbing and me." But before he could finish, Father Yi interrupted him. "As for the two of you, your mother and I will no longer interfere. Even if neither of you ever comes home again, that is fine. We can take care of ourselves." Hearing the exhaustion in Father Yi's voice, unable to hold back, Yifan asked, "Dad, why do you not oppose us?" Father Yi fell silent for a moment, then slowly told